Welcome back, chat. I went to restart the stream because I want this to be a clean VOD for YouTube. Okay, let's see what's happening. Let's go.
Welcome to the debut of Innistrad Midnight Hunt, where the night is dark and full of terrors, just the way that werewolves like it. I am your host, Joe Manganello. As some of you know, I'm a longtime Magic player, but I have been practicing especially hard for this day because I have assembled some of the Wizards of the Coast staff, and they're going to explain some of the features of this fan-favorite plane. And I also have someone else here who is an expert in all things magic, my good friend Jimmy Wong.
What's up, Joe?
Yes, how are you?
I'm doing great. I love Innistrad. I'm super excited. Werewolves, one of my favorite creatures. And hey, you know something about werewolves, don't you?
What do you mean?
What? That's like suspicious. Why would you answer it? That's something a werewolf would say, and you.
All right, I hate to cut you off, but we gotta get this going before the sun sets.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so as I was saying, we are going back to the fan-favorite plane of Innistrad and all of its
Oh, sorry,
gothic
chat.
horror
I'm turned off
glory.
here.
We're also inviting
We're on
players
loud
to
now.
take part in the Harvesttide Festival, where
Werewolves
werewolves
are
and
cooler than
warlocks
vampires.
roam the
Who are
woods in Midnight Hunt.
And one
Nah,
thing is
I'm-
always certain: when you're on Innistrad, there's always something scary lurking behind every corner or card. You ready to do this?
It is time to become what you fear, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Let's go.
What do you mean? That's weird. Just an interesting thing to say.
And here we have
This is already
Maris
better than the last
Mullally,
announcement,
the
honestly.
narrative design manager at Wizards of the Coast. Hi, Maris.
Hey, Maris.
Hi, it's good to see you guys.
Hey, just a heads up, I gotta get out of here before sunset.
That dude there who's from Critical
Could be
Role,
a
right?
problem.
He
He's
plays
just
Deathstroke
messing.
in the
He's
DC
not.
universe.
He's totally fine, right? Yeah. So, Maris, we're going back to Innistrad. I'm so excited.
Yes, back to Innistrad. Our first time we were there, 2011, a whole decade ago.
Jeez.
It's been 5 years since the last time we visited Innistrad, at least in our timeline,
Wow,
in our
so,
world.
I mean, that's a lot of time passed. What's
Yes.
been going on in Innistrad since then?
Since we last were there, the Eldrazi are gone, but it's still a pretty dangerous place for humans.
For the record,
Innistrad
chat,
in general is
I
just
won that
built
game.
around Gothic
We won a
horror
game.
themes, so there's
Get
darkness,
fucking
there's
hyped.
the creepy,
I'm
ominous
quitting that
shadows, and all of the creatures that hide in those shadows.
Okay, well, you know, I always loved how immersive Innistrad was, so can you tell us a little bit about the process
I
of
think
turning
werewolves are
to a
cooler 'cause they
plane
shit in the
that
woods.
people
That's
are
the reason I'm
familiar
more
with?
into werewolves
Like,
than
what's
vampires.
new this time?
Part of it was we went old. Like we had the Eldrazi in the last time we visited Innistrad, but this time we said, okay, we want to go full back. What are the core themes of original Innistrad? Werewolves, ghouls, zombies, but we wanted to add a bit
Vampires
of
can't. It's against the
charm and
rules.
flavor.
If a
and
vampire shits
remind
in the wood,
everybody
it
that
ceases to exist.
While humans are delicious
Do you not know your
at the bottom of
Innistrad
the
lore?
food chain, they are also resilient, and they've been all about survival. So we've got a big centerpiece of Midnight Hunt,
look at
which
that.
is the Harvesttide, and it's a place where some of the humans, a coven of witches, have come to kind of try to help the humans because, you know, when you mess with the moon, it starts really messing around with your day-night cycle, and things are getting dark.
I don't want to ruin too much of
The
this
chances
thing,
that
but
the humans
vampires
have
definitely
to kind of
shit. And they
survive
shit like
is
Guinness
getting harder.
shits full of blood.
Longer
It's
nights,
just
shorter
black
days.
tar.
It's time for the Dawnheart Coven to try to fix things.
Okay, so the moon has been messed with.
Dawnheart
Consequences
Coven.
are happening.
Yes.
What are the other things that
The
were
art is
really
fucking
important when you guys
amazing.
came back to Innistrad that you thought we had to keep these? We have to focus on these.
Well, we have to keep things like vampires and werewolves, and for Midnight Hunt, we decided we really wanted to just focus, like, werewolves
look
were
at
the heart of
that.
it.
Gotcha.
You know,
Wait, what do you mean? What are you so happy about?
I mean, you know, people like werewolves, you know, they're popular. People,
Yes.
they're exciting, fierce.
exciting, fierce,
Yeah.
handsome, strong.
Interesting.
I actually
Lot of
enjoyed this
comments.
dynamic.
Okay, well, focusing back on the
Two
set
actors, I
here,
guess, right?
I feel like
Instead
the
of the presenters.
inhabitants of Innistrad, right? You said whimsy. Does that
Yes.
mean that they're gonna have a party?
We haven't had a chance to ever show
I dislike
humans on
the
Innistrad
faked
having a party.
questions
It's time for them
format.
to show off
Gets
that
out.
they've got a little bit of lightheartedness, they have hope, they have come together, they will face the darkness together.
And what kind of characters could we expect to see in the set?
Well, the primary folks at the Harvesttide are the humans, but Innistrad is also
Yes.
home to werewolves, vampires, geist, zombies.
What is that ghost? Is that like
and-
a
oh my
squid
gosh,
ghost?
Warlocks.
Warlocks, yes, who are also kind of humans, and warlocks are a subgroup of humans. Yeah,
So the humans have started figuring out how to
they're the magical humans.
battle against
Yes.
the creatures of the night.
They don't want to just all be food.
Right. Well, you know me, I'm a visual learner. Can we see some of this amazing art? I know
Yes.
there's gotta be a lot.
You
Yes,
just said
let's
it,
start
Jim.
with the werewolves. Let's start with the like creative, exciting heart of Midnight Hunt.
Oh, wow. Look at
Wow.
this.
There are more werewolf attacks happening.
He is a sexy werewolf,
People
isn't
in
he?
Kessig are going missing. There is rumor of a new hell pack that has kind of started forming and is growing rapidly. And as the nights get longer,
No,
it's
the
just-
ghosts will be spirits.
Yeah,
It's
it's
not
just
new
perfect
time.
for them.
Oh, okay, I'll
Their
tell you that.
hunting time expands.
Well, it looks like there's a pumpkin being ripped apart. The werewolves are just kind of trashing the Harvesttide Festival. Is that right? The party,
They
they've
don't like
invaded
the
party.
decor. They don't like the decor. I
They
mean,
weren't invited to the party, and now they're angry.
Werewolves and
they're going
pumpkins
to
are
You
come.
make a fair
natural
point. They
enemies. That's a
probably weren't
known
invited to
thing.
the
Come
party.
on, guys.
There are
We're
other
real.
things happening. The humans are fighting on the front lines, as it appears like the warlocks are doing a lot here as
They
well.
are. Like, humans on Innistrad, they are all about survival. It's hard being the bottom of the food chain.
What's up with the Banjo-Kazooie
but they are
background music, eh?
resilient. Some of them have taken up arms as soldiers, as Cathars, to fight back the forces of night. Some used to follow Avacyn, but now that she's gone, they've taken other paths. And some are returning to the hedge magic of the past, and those are the
Hedge
covens and the
magic,
hedge
I like that.
witches and warlocks.
Well, and they always say you have to know your enemies. Werewolves are not fans of vampires. Where do the vampires play into
Or
all of this?
pumpkins.
So the vampires, they're present, but they're kind of hanging back and watching what the werewolves are doing. They are interested in this long night. They are interested in the growing despair that the humans are feeling. But they're gonna let the werewolves do the work right now. We'll definitely see a lot more of those vampires in our next set of Crimson Vow.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
All right, now how about the zombies? This is one of my favorite creature types of all time.
Yes, I've got someone for you.
Okay.
Meet Wilhelt the Rot Cleaver. So Wilhelt the Rot Cleaver is one of our new commanders, and this card features one of the new zombie mechanics, Decay.
If it didn't have Decayed, that's a weird
Decayed.
sentence to pass.
It can't block. When it attacks, sacrifice it at end of combat. Okay, hordes of decaying zombies.
Yes.
Sign me up.
Oh yes, always.
Not for me. I am not a zombie guy.
No?
Nah.
If you're not a fan of zombies, how do you feel about ethereal spirits from the graveyard?
Okay.
Okay.
I'm listening.
So we've got our Geist, we've got our spirits. This is Beloved Beggar, and Beloved Beggar is featuring one of the new mechanics for Midnight Hunt, which is called Disturb.
Ooh, what?
Disturb.
Get
You may
down with the
cast this card
sickness.
from your graveyard
No!
for its disturb cost.
Transformations
fucking
on
way.
Innistrad are pretty common, from humans to werewolves, the dead to becoming the undead, or
Oh
in this
my
case,
God.
a spirit. And when you pay the disturbed cost of Beloved Beggar, you can come back from your graveyard as, in this case, Generous
time,
Soul,
every
who's going
time.
to protect the village in his afterlife rather than
Every time you
going along.
disturb, you must go.
I love that mechanic.
You have to.
Yeah.
Great. So
You
they
have
actually
to.
come out of the graveyard transformed into
Dean's
this
here for
new
it. Dean, you're a big fan of
ethereal
the
form,
sickness, aren't you?
Yeah.
to help the humans.
Some might say
Some
they're
to help
sick.
the humans. I'm sure
and
not
becoming
all of them are here to help the
ghouls,
humans. Some might actually be
ghosts,
around to help
ghosts.
our wolves or the vampires.
Well, I love the transform mechanic, and I feel like with these two sets coming in, there has to finally be enough cards to make a transform deck happen, so that's pretty cool.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
All right, well, this has been an amazing look at the plane and the creatures of Midnight Hunt. But now the story revolves around the Harvesttide
Imagine winning
Festival,
games of
which
Magic,
we're
that's
all
not me.
in the middle of here. What's this festival all about?
The Harvesttide is a week-long event. At the center of the event is a ritual that involves the Celestis, where the Dawnheart Coven is pretty sure that the moon
What
and the
the
Eldrazi in the
fuck?
moon is the reason that we're having this imbalance with our day and night. So they want to do a ritual that will fix that. And this is a time to
I've got a model of that
connect
from
with
Age of
the
Sigmar.
woods, connect with the other
what you call it?
humans.
Why would you have a festival in the middle of
Space
a werewolf
clock.
wood?
Why not?
Well,
That's a
it's
good
also
question,
where the
Jimmy.
Celestis is. But you know, we've got magic up. We've got little warning.
Okay.
But it completely makes sense to me now. The werewolves are angry. Why are they throwing a party in the middle of their woods
In their
without
backyard.
inviting them? I mean, come on, this is like
It's pretty
you
fucking
setting
rude.
up to have a barbecue in my backyard and you didn't invite me.
It's true. I'm so sorry when that happened. I really didn't mean for that to offend
This
you.
actually happened a few weeks ago.
And you brought
Hollywood.
all of this fresh meat to the barbecue as well.
We did.
But Panzer Dean, that's
tells me
he's from
things are
Critical
not gonna
Role. He's a
go
voice
quite as
actor. He's
planned. Is there
Deathstroke
any
in the
art
DC
that we
movies
can
at the end of
get a
Batman
better
vs
idea
Superman.
of what's going to happen at this festival?
I mean, if you're going to take the pessimistic approach, I can show you this, which purely hypothetical.
Okay.
I'd like to believe that the event is going to go well.
Well, it looks like there's definitely some trouble brewing in these
Oh, that's
woods.
good. That's good shit. Look at that.
All right, well, Jimmy and I need to keep this caravan moving and learn a little bit more about the development of Midnight Hunt.
Yeah.
But Maris, thank you so much for your input.
You're very welcome.
Thanks, Maris.
Take care.
Thanks.
Shit,
safe
he
in
was
those woods.
not the bully in the
try.
first Spider-Man.
Do we?
No fucking way was that
It's your
him.
belly, right, Joe? You're just hungry, right?
Yeah.
Wonder if it's gonna be the new one with the multiverse.
I'm picking up a scent. This way, Jimmy.
Yeah. Oh, well, very good directional sense. We are joined by creative director Doug
Fuck, he
Byer
was
and
Flash
senior
Thompson
art
in the
director
first
Taylor Ingerson.
Spider-Man.
How's it going, guys?
Going great. How are you guys?
Very good, very
Awesome.
So
know
Maris
some
talked to
magic,
us
Mike.
a little bit about the world and story of Midnight
You
Hunt,
couldn't tell when you
but I
say
wanted to
that.
dive deeper.
Oh shit, was it True Blood?
Let's do it.
All right. We all know that on Innistrad, things are always
Go watch
pretty
Magic
rough
Mike,
for the
Tom.
humans. They're kind of the low part of the
Beat
food
one out.
web,
Calm
if
down.
you will.
A bummer for us humans.
Yeah. But this time during Midnight Hunt, things are even scarier. The days are getting shorter, they're getting colder, the nights are getting longer. There's whispers that like maybe we won't even see another sunrise.
Ever?
Ever.
Wow.
If nobody does anything. So
Rough.
we're looking at a world where there's this unnatural darkness encroaching on the world, and with it, it's bringing this unseasonal, weird, supernatural frost that's kind of falling over the whole world. You can see this frost in this cycle of
Jack Skellington.
Oh, two of my favorite words
Nightmare
in
Before
the
Christmas.
world. Let's take a look. Oh, beautiful. Yeah, what's coming down out of the sky here? Is that frost you're talking about?
Yeah, we're actually seeing some of the
Magic art is so
disruption
fucking
with
good.
the
Look at
current
it.
occupant of the moon has caused some weirdness in the day-night pattern on Innistrad, and that's this effect that you're seeing in the sky around the
Right.
sun and moon. You can also see these dual lands in borderless versions.
Something that's super fun about the frost is because it is Innistrad.
Wait, is this the-
so
is
even
this the
frost
friendly
is
fast
spooky and
lands?
dangerous.
Well, as a
They
land
attacked
fanatic,
unless
are we
control
doing anything
two-
special with the basic lands in this set?
No, wait, are
If
these
you
just
like
new
special
versions?
looking lands?
I do.
There's also the
read
Showcase
it.
Eternal Night lands.
What? Just
Take a look at these.
another. The slow lands, right? Not fast. Yeah, okay.
I
okay.
love
Let me read
the black and white artwork. It's very
No, that's how to
reminiscent
read
of
them.
like cold classic horror
These
movies
are
that I
fucking
stayed up late on the
awesome.
weekends
Oh, that
watching
swamp.
when my parents
Oh
weren't
my
paying
God.
attention.
Absolutely.
Yeah, these
So
are
good.
gorgeous.
And I love the idea that if it's just moonlight, it kind of does take the color away from the world and adds that bleakness a little bit.
And if you're really digging those, Joe, you're gonna love this. Those are not reserved specifically just for the lands. We're gonna be able to see that treatment on all sorts of creatures as well.
Okay.
First one up is Jadar, Ghoul Caller of Nephalia.
It's the decay keyword again.
Yeah.
It's all about making a bunch of zombies. Ooh.
Okay, so he's a human necromancer, it looks like, who's maybe dabbled in the dark arts and
Yeah.
can control zombies.
Is
I
this
thought
thing
you
can't
gave
give me
me
any
a
good. You
haircut, to
can't
be
attack with
honest,
it. So you can't block
Your
with it.
hair
They
and
die
your
after
nails do
attacking.
grow
That's right.
after you die.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
someone
It's a
has
body
to
every
get
time,
in
I
there.
guess.
Yeah, every good zombie needs a good barber. That's a quote I heard all the time growing up.
Yeah.
And here's Jadar in the Showcase Eternal Night treatment. And I love the fact that you're able to see
Fucking
two
hell.
versions of the same thing, especially because this black and white version has that awesome mask. That's sort of that
So it's an
Plague
Orpheomancer.
Doctor look to it as well. It
Right?
almost feels
It's
like
a
it's
two-man
the fairy
Orpheomancer
tale version
instead of making
a
a
little bit
snake.
too. Like if you told the story of this person,
Orphemancer's a
the kid might
two
imagine
genetics of
the
1/1?
tongue coming out like that and looking like this.
Yeah,
much
Death Touch of 1/1 is
scarier,
better at
ominous
blocking.
version.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
That's
Yeah.
something cool about Innistrad. Is like you could describe the scariest thing possible, and it still might not be as scary as the real thing that shows up at your doorstep.
Right.
But also immediately recognizable to this particular set. What was the inspiration for this Eternal Night storyline feature?
Yeah, so just kind of like everything else in this time around on Innistrad, it really leans into the day-night cycle being all
Well,
jacked up.
from a
and
cube
really
perspective
wonky.
as well, John,
So
there's not a lot
the
of
sun
token
is kind of
creators
the
in black.
opposite of the moon.
There's
so we
Orpheomancer,
really
there's the
wanted
one that
to
had
think about
Fabricate,
what could
2
be high
mana.
contrast and
So it's like,
opposites in
yeah, it's
artwork,
real good.
and that led us to the inspiration.
I'm not sure if this
of
mechanic-
jumping
well,
back into
we'll see.
old
There's a lot of
classic
aristocrat
movies
payoff
and
sort of
movie
stuff.
posters, the black and white, and it really just helps it
What if they were
jump
Reaper
off
blood
the
artist
card.
Crimson Vow?
Yeah, wow, that is really cool.
Like
Well, I
painting
noticed
blood,
that with
sculpting a blood
magic
cake
art
or some
that
shit,
you really
some
do
wedding theme.
allow artists to then
Or just paint Edgar Markle with blood.
reimagine a character that maybe fans were aware of previously, and now you get to see them in a new way.
So, if you like werewolves, you like
I'm cold.
Arlen, who is our favorite werewolf planeswalker. She's pulled
the only
between
werewolf
human
planeswalker,
side
buddy.
and her wolf essence.
This is the standard frame for Arlen, the Pack's Hope. Daybound. If a player casts no spells during their own turn, it becomes night next turn. And on the flip side, Arlen, the Moon's Fury. Nightbound. If a player casts at least 2 spells during their own turn, it becomes day next turn.
So Arlen is our favorite werewolf planeswalker. Her story has always been about being stuck between her human side and her wolf side. She's sort of called to what Tovolar is doing in this set, but she's also concerned about the extinction of all humans on this world. So she is reaching out to other planeswalkers to help. She's concerned that if this day-night cycle disruption goes on, that the sun will never come up again, and it's going to be a whole deal.
Right.
And
There should be an
Arwen
Always
also
Sunny secret
comes
lair
in
with like
this
day man,
Equinox
night man, or
frame,
whatever the
so
fuck
you
it's
can
called.
see her and a bunch of werewolves and warlock creatures in the set that have this frame.
That's fantastic.
Something that is particularly exciting with Arlen on this one is on her human side. If you look closely, you can see this is sort of one of the first times we get to see a wolf kind of half in, half out of their transformation.
I also love this surrealistic style. That's such a cool collector.
The frames are wicked
That's
too,
been
because
our
this one's got the
attempt to
sundial thing on
broaden
it and
out
it's
the visual
leaves.
style that Magic
And then it's-
captures. You can be a fan
wow,
of
it's
this
three-
style
of course
somebody
there is, of
else
course
is
there's
not that
three.
into it. That's okay.
Yeah, the night one's got
There's
like shriveled
all
up
these different
shrubbery as opposed to growing
expressions
leaves.
of the visual excitement of Innistrad in different styles.
Right. So the Eternal Night frame.
That young Arlen in like the
Equinox
priest
frames
outfit.
show the brightness that could possibly occur.
Like, I
But
don't wanna
love
get
these
into it, but
Equinox
that's,
frames. There's so much flavor,
it's a
and
good
I
look.
love the small details in between them too, from day to night, which you can really feel in the art, which is awesome.
Right, right. The sun in the corner, then you get the moon,
Yeah.
you get that crescent moon there.
That's awesome.
Beautiful.
Don't look too hard at the moon, right?
You know, speaking of moon, I'm feeling a little itchy, Jimmy. If we, I want to move this along.
Yeah, let's definitely do that. He's such a good actor, this guy. I love it. Okay, well, where were we? Right. Arlen, and you mentioned someone named Tovolar. Who's that?
Yeah, so with the growing, like, nights are getting longer and the cycle's all messed up, Arlen is becoming more and more concerned with sort of the strength of the Howl packs on Innistrad, and in particular, one leader called Tovolar.
Oh, hey!
It's
This
the
is a
commander.
Werewolf Commander. So exciting.
Very powerful werewolf commander.
Yeah.
What?
Now I noticed Tovolar is holding
It's just-
something in
it's
his
a
hand.
red-green
He has
fucking,
a sword. There's something special about that. Do you want to explain
Of trust
that?
for
He's sort of
wolves.
the first werewolf to transition, still holding on to his beloved weapon. So he's the first wolf that'll be roaming around Innistrad,
Transfer
swinging around
all
a
your
sword.
werewolves.
So he's not full beasting out. He actually retains some of that humanity.
Yeah, he's pretty unique.
Edric,
in
that's
sense
the one.
that he can
That
sort
can
of
flip the
maintain
new
a
angel
little
if you
bit
put
of his
conspiracy
composure even
on
when
werewolf, and then
his,
you lose the game
humor skip-
immediately. That's
These
pretty good.
werewolves do look a bit
Maybe
scarier
that should be a video.
than the ones I think we've seen
Racing
in
to
the past.
kill
Even the ones
myself
that were mixed
with
with
a new bomb
Eldrazi,
mythic.
these look very strong.
Something that is super, super cool and really special about werewolves on Innistrad is that we're so excited to introduce a new strain of werewolf called the Dire strain, which Tovolar is actually the leader of. And they are massive. Like, a Tovolar in his human form can stand head to head with a basic werewolf on Innistrad. And then when he wolfs
It's
out,
Primaris
he's
werewolves.
even bigger. Bigger, stronger, faster. and
God's sake.
holy buckets, you wouldn't want to run into
Oh, he's
one
got Kessig
in a
Wolf Run
dark
strapped to his
alley.
backside.
No, that's
He's got
definitely
Kessig Wolf
for
Run
sure.
strapped
Good
to
thing
his
they're on
backside.
our
That
side.
is a sentence I didn't say.
So you created
in the
this
stream.
day-bound, night-bound mechanic to mimic how the werewolves transform. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so transform is a huge part of going back
The
to
Chad
Innistrad.
Direwolf
Werewolves
versus
flipping
the
back and forth
virgin
from
werewolf.
their human side to their werewolf side is something that people are familiar with. And this time around, especially with the new expressions of werewolves that we're bringing in, it was a good opportunity for us to really sort of highlight stories from your human side to your wolf side. So you'll see similar jewelry, clothing, and any adornments, even wacky hairstyles transferring over to your wolf side. And then with the Dire strain,
the furry set.
since they sort of are most comfortable in their skin as a wolf, they kind of embody that in their human form. So they intentionally wear larger jewelry, bigger, baggier clothing, because they're kind of uncomfortable in their human skin. And when they wolf out, everything fits just perfectly.
Yeah, very smart.
There's
I
chunks of
love
chicken in
that
that bowl.
you've done some research and talked to werewolves about issues that they've had, and then incorporated them into the cards.
Did you read it?
No, I'm just thinking about everything you've said today, Joe, and I'm getting more nervous. I'm also really excited because I hope we get to see more
That's-
cards before I die.
That's a funny sentence considering that we need to make sure they've
you
got
wanna see some more cards, Jimmy?
cultural
Let's talk
advisors
about
on to
some
make
cards.
sure
Okay,
they're
sick,
not
let's
appropriate
do it.
culture for other
Well, I mean, I
theme
know
sets, right?
these werewolves seem intimidating, but that's okay because the humans have some stuff up their sleeves as well. They are joining with the forces of the Dawnheart Coven, which is a force of witches and warlocks. They're coming out of the woodwork. They're kind of an ancient nature-worshipping coven of warlocks led by Catilda, and they are here to do something about this day-night disruption. They want to put a stop to it so that the world can be safe for humans again.
Right. And Avacyn's gone, right? So they need someone to look
Goth
to
Witch Winter,
in
right?
these dire
That's what this is?
times.
That's right. So in Avacyn's absence,
Goth Witch
they
Order?
have turned their worship to the Archangel Sigarda.
Ah.
So would you like to see a
New
cool
Sigarda?
angel? New angel.
Oh,
New
count
Sigarda.
me
Let's take a
in.
look at her.
Finally, some
should be good.
werewolves.
She has this coven mechanic, very powerful card actually,
Oh, was this
which you can
leaked?
see
Was this
there. The
leaked?
coven mechanic represents this connection, this pact that's between the Dawnheart witches and their allies at the Harvesttide Festival. This is showing how diverse groups of creatures are all coming together to work against the werewolves and use their powers.
4 mana,
their
4/4
different
too.
powers,
Was
literally
Flying
their
Vigilant?
different
Was there
power
Vigilance on there?
toughnesses to be their source of strength.
Ah, teamwork makes the dream work, as
That's right.
always. Very cool.
Sigarda also comes in an Eternal Night
Mythic too.
frame.
Well, Trample, not
Oh,
Legends.
yeah, that's
Beautiful.
awesome.
I mean, I
there we
love
go.
that it's a close-up. You know, there's so much to look at in terms of the cards. Like each card
I'm
is
loving
its
this
own
floating
work
candle
of art.
shit.
There's so much to
into
explore in each one of these images.
Speaking to my heart.
These are awesome sort of examples too, just bringing it back again of like allowing artists to sort of play around in the toolbox that we provide.
Right.
You can see in her Eternal Night version, she's got a lot more of like a flower crown going on, sort of bringing in again a lot more of that Harvesttide vibe to her and sort of taking the flowers and everything that's happy and hopeful around this event.
And the floating candles, too, is a really nice touch.
Yeah.
Speaking of floating candles, if you want us, like, Taylor and I love us some floating candles. They're all over this world. They're all over this set. We just couldn't get enough of it as a visual motif, seriously. But one of the characters that's really focused on the Harvesttide Festival is Lenore, Autumn Sovereign, who's kind of the elected queen of this entire festival.
That's the one that
Oh,
linked, right?
beautiful.
We saw
That
the
pose
cover
is
kind
so
of
cool. It looks like Lenore is just celebrating the Harvesttide Festival here.
Yeah, she's a great example too of just how insane you can go with your costuming coming to the Harvesttide Festival.
Right.
Like, again, with the floating candles, she's got those sort of assisting her with her dress and her clothes and her hair and all sorts of other things that she's got going on. You can really go all out and feel one with nature and really one with the warmth and the light that this event brings.
So is this it? Is the Arlen really just up against this entire force by herself with just these warlocks and humans around?
No, so like we've been talking about, she is super concerned with the growing night for human safety. So
Could vampires
she
in the next
goes
set?
and
What-
calls
oh,
her,
zombies against them.
her friend, the Time Mage himself, to Fairy. And he travels all the way over to Innistrad to lend a hand with all of his time magic powers. And we actually have his art here that we can show for you.
Love how the phases of the moon now
Yeah.
are shown where he's trying to manipulate the phases. I love the way that shows up on the card. That's really,
Really cool.
Yeah, those are those happy moments where you can write certain things and then who we collaborate with on the visual side of things can just bring something special to it. And this is one in particular.
Very fitting planeswalker to slow down whatever's happening over there, right?
I mean, to try.
Oh, shut up,
Yeah.
Star. You get upset about Zafari
Right,
and some of
and
the cards are bad.
Harvesttide is really not just a big party. This is actually a ritual that the hope is this ancient spell will be able to rectify the day-night imbalance. The Dawnheart Coven are coming to the Celestis, which is this massive astronomical device in the Kessig Woods. They're putting the Harvesttide Festival there so that they can cast this ritual. They've got Teferi's time magic trying to slow down that last sunset, and all this is leading up to the final piece, which is this sacred vessel called the Moon Silver Key, which we can see here in the card Secrets of the Key.
Very cool. So that's them working together. But more importantly, we have two mechanics on here that I'm really excited about. Investigate as well as
Investigate's back?
Flashback, which is an Innistrad classic. Look at this art.
Read
They're
the web
clearly
fiction to find
on
out
the
more.
precipice of making things better.
What,
They're right
that is
there.
that is an
They're
on the
gonna
nose
get it.
flavor text, isn't it?
Is there anything
Read
else
the
that
web
you
fiction to find out
want
more.
Or can
I guess
tell
it's good
us
they're promoting the
about,
web fiction.
The making of the set.
I'm not sure how I
it was
like
an
that on these
absolute
cards. So
blast
that
to
becomes a
work on,
constructed,
and so excited
we're
for it
our
to kind of,
powerhouse.
like,
It just says,
come to
read
life
the
and
web
people to
fiction
grab
right
onto it and blast open packs. It was great to visit a beloved fan favorite plane, and it's a lot of our favorite planes as well. We got to bring some hope and some warmth to it that Innistrad doesn't usually get to see, and we also got to bring on some more good old scary bits that put the humans in even more danger. If I'm being super honest and really a little bit selfish, werewolves are my favorite monster of all time, and I was just super, super excited to make some really big ones.
Interesting. Yes.
You know why.
Yeah, we should.
Look at all these werewolf lovers. You guys Okay, cool.
All right,
Yay.
so I think I'm going to speak for a lot of people out there that want to know, do Teferi and Arlen ever find the Moonsilver key in time?
Well, I can't tell you the whole story quite yet, but if you are interested in more of the tale, there's going to be a Midnight Hunt web fiction coming out very soon.
Oh, exciting. That's great.
Okay. Oh, maybe that wasn't on the card.
All right,
The plain
well,
text
that
is
just
hidden.
about wraps up our first
Okay.
look at Midnight Hunt. Jimmy, what'd you think?
It all looks incredible. There's so much to look forward to with this set. And check it out, Joe. We finished just in time, a few minutes before the sun sets, and you're gonna turn into a werewolf, right?
Yeah, all right, we better wrap this up.
Yeah, we better, because you're definitely not messing with me, right?
So you thought I was messing with you?
Yeah, because that's the kind of thing you like to do, mess with people.
Oh, really?
Yeah, professional messer over here.
Hey, look, I'm as curious as anybody if Joe's going to turn into a werewolf, but I kind of got to go, so...
Fine.
Fine. Previews are starting now, so be sure to sign up and tune in on September 16th for the launch of Midnight Hunt on Arena. And maybe there will be some other, special things to go along with it.
And you can also head to your local game store to plan a pre-release on September 17th.
Yeah, well, thank you all for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Tom, calm your
Good
calm
stuff,
your
man. You want to
thirst,
get like a
Tom.
bite to eat or something?
I'd love to, Jimmy.
He's gonna eat Jimmy. That's the joke. He's gonna consume him. Vor. Right! There's no post-credit sequences there. Is that the wedding invite? That's cool. I like that. I like this music. Yeah, me too. I love a stinger. Ooh. Didn't tell us any more though. Just told us again. I guess it's getting us hyped for the wedding shit, right? Right. There wasn't a huge. Was there a lot? I guess there was stuff to know. People are typing perpetual hype in capital letters in the chat. That's always good to see. There's a dab. There's a horn. Maybe I'll stream Historic one day and not lose every fucking match you play past the first two. Yeah. So what was the new stuff? So, Sigarda. Yeah, sure. She seemed playable. Arlen Cord. She made mana on the back end. Have we had a planeswalker that makes mana before? I don't know. Basically, I think the art and the flavour I'm excited for. I like a lot of the art that we saw. None of the cards so far shown have got me excited, if I'm honest with you. 1 second, chat. A lot of the green, the Gruul planeswalkers make mana. Yeah, that's true. Torture Defiance makes mana. That's not a werewolf. Dombreen's Enigos, yeah, not a werewolf. I said, did any of the werewolves make mana? Was there a werewolf mana dork? I feel like there was, right? There was a dork that transformed in both sets. Mechanics. Okay, let's talk mechanics for a second then. So Coven, honestly, sounds a little bit like Party in the sense that Rob will make a deck about it for EDH and Chill, and it will never see any play anywhere else. Is that fair to say? What was the other mechanic? Day Night. I had to play with it. It's exactly the same as the previous werewolf rules, except they checked individually and now it checks on a night-bound, day-bound cycle, so that's probably better. A Decay sounds like it's... I think Decay is going to be shit. No, okay. I think there's going to be loads of good cards that have Decay involved in them, like the mini Ophiomancer we just saw, the 1 mana for 2, the 1/1 for 2 that makes a 2/2 at the end of the turn if you don't have any Decay creatures. I think that's going to be good. I think there's going to be other cards that do that, because making zombie tokens free on board, virtual card advantage, right? So there'll be good cards. I don't think the mechanics are going to be all that good. Exactly. If you've got ways to sack it, Griffin, it'll be good. Flashback being back is good. Investigate was good.
Follow me.
Disturb going ooh wah ah 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 every single time is going to get old, but I am committed to the bit now. Yeah. Disturb was that was the. Oh, I wish we had fucking shots of it. Is there someone read it? When it disturbed, it flipped them, didn't it? Is that right? Who's put it on Reddit for karma? Let's have a look. Can't believe that Joe guy was in Spider-Man. Wish I was in Spider-Man. Not really. Did anyone upload the beggar? No, so Chandra's definitely in the set. Let's talk about land cycle as well. There we go. There's the beggar.
Know what you're doing right now? Impressing the heck
That's
out
the
of
land
me.
cycle. Thank you for the sub, Kremble. Hello. Beloved beggar becomes a generous soul. I like the light on this art. So 0/4 becomes a 4/4. If you disturb me, cast this card from your graveyard, transform for its disturb cost.
Follow me.
This is like, it's like Eternalized, except we get like a decent, interesting backside. I like that. I like that a lot. And that's wicked.
Know what
This
you're
is probably
doing
my favourite
right
of the
now?
mechanics.
Impressing the
Problem
heck
is,
out
with
of me.
this example of this, we're seeing an uncommon one for 6 mana, so it seems like a limited thing, right? And let's be honest, limits for scrubs. I'm only joking. Mr. Westicle with a prime. Thank you, my friend. Super good limited cards this time. Yeah, exactly. And I want to see some... It's self-interest. I like limited. I'm going to draft this set on the channel and no fucker's going to watch because no one shows up for streams when I stream limited. Cube is the only one that I really let it go for. We're gonna stream some more limited when the set comes out. 'Cause I used to love limited. I moved away from it a bit. Yeah, I can see that. I can see there being 1 or 2 constructed powerhouses in the rare or the mythic slot for this. And that's what I care about, right? I like this one. That's my favorite of the new mechanics so far. The new lands that I thought were just renamed fast lands, I thought that was fucking crazy, is enter the battlefield tapped unless you control 2 or more other lands. Why can I not grok this? Unless you control, it's tapped unless you control 2 or more other lands. They're slow lands. They're tapped early on. They're untapped late. Have we had these before? Are they just better than tangos? Because tangos needed to be the exact same caveat, but basics, right? Yeah, are these strictly better? Tangos had cycling, right? Oh, and no, tangos were typed. Tangos were typed. Okay, do they have cycling as well? They had cycle and they were typed. Wow, that leaves them some nice space in between where they can do typed non-cycling and cycling non-typed. The fact that these don't have basic land types, to me, screams, why not reprint Fetch Lands in Standard? But that's something that I'm never going to get and no one's ever going to agree with me. Oh, actually, chat, do you think, put these in Innistrad, put the Fetch Lands in Crimson Vow. Hell, they can be wedding present lands, right? You're fetching a land out of your deck as a wedding present. Something old, something borrowed, something new. I'm right, chat, and you fucking know it. It's the meme from the episode of Winter Soldier where he's like, he's out of line, but he's right. That's me. That's my fucking MO. Opposite of the Kaladesh lands. Oh, come on, Jomma Joe 2X. You mean the opposite of the Scars of Mirrodin lands? It's always cooler to refer to the older stuff because it makes you look like you know what you're talking about, when in reality you've just remembered some useless fact. It's a me. All I'm hearing is conjure, create a fetch land on your choice. Oh. Imagine they did lands that conjured duels into the battlefield in Historic. Captain Potato PC. You're mocking my idea, but rich people and old vampires would give each other land and estates and shit. It's just what they do. These lads are fine. I don't think they will see play outside of standard. What's the mana base in historic like at the moment? We've got check lands. We've got the fast lands that are mono-colored from adventures. And we've got fast lands from Kaladesh. And shocks, obviously. Yeah, these seem fine for Commander. I'm with you on that, Wolverines of Queen. Oh yeah, Troy M's doing historic too. Yeah. Short mana bases for allied colours are pretty bad. That's true. We don't have Razor Verge Thicket. Actually, I don't know. I don't know if green white decks would play Overgrown Farmland instead of playing. Yeah, I guess what's the other options? You've got Shocklands. These aren't better than Pathways. Don't forget Pathways. Pathways are fucking decent. No, Pathways are decent plus. I fucking love Pathways. I know they're two-sided, and I know bitter old boomers don't like them, but I do. Okay, and I'm a bitter old boomer. All right, I'm the kind of boomer that doesn't try and take away your civil rights. It's a different kind of boomer, right? I'm just nostalgic for the old days, not for conservatism. That's right. 250 people in the chat. Time to get political. Way. I think that's me done today. Ash Barons into standard? Nah. 21? Yeah, that's it. I'm only 21. Okay, hear me out then, chat. People are saying that they reckon like Ghoul decks. Let's use the red-green aggro decks and red-green decks, like the Shaman deck and stuff, and historic and things. Do you reckon they want a Rockfall Veil? It's bad in the early game if you're playing Dorks. Not that all the red-green decks play Dorks. It's better in the late. It's better for Custom Company. Oh, Chuck or 1977. I feel like that's another stream. That would get me hype. Ghost Quarter needs to be in every format ever because I love that card. The more important thing, though, because I'd love a new Ghost Quarter art. I just want more art for the fucking awesome card. The more important thing is Leon and Arbiter into standard, please, with Ghost Quarter. Thank you. Thank you. These are they're poorer in the aggressive decks. And what the fuck am I even saying? I only won like 20% of my games today. Don't fucking listen to me. Right, kids. I'm done. I'm gonna go make some dinner. Thank you for everyone who hung out. Thank you for everyone who subbed, got involved. If you really want to support the channel and get involved with the community, subscribe to
literally
Patreon. No. Don't you dare speak over me, young man. Subscribe on Patreon to get access to the Discord. Let's throw a raid over to Surge. No, Seabats. He's playing Slay the Spire. I fucking love Slay the Spire. We're getting the clown car. Let's show some love to Adam. Think of an aggro that splashes green like in RNA standard would want these. Oh, standard, fine. Like, I'm not talking about standard though. Like, who gives a fuck about standard? Am I right? Right, good night, kids. There'll be a Edict and Shield on more on the channel. Back next week with tons of content. Ta-ta for now.